I want you to get excited because we are still talking money, power, politics. Automakers Ford and Hyundai saw their sales go up in May on strong SUV and truck demand. But tariffs, they are still looming over the industry. And Barron's is reporting that despite strong sales, the pain is coming. I want to bring in my all-time favorite auto expert, my dear friend Matt Miller, anchor for Bloomberg TV's Open Interest. He covers the auto industry better than anyone I know, and he's co-host of the Hot Pursuit podcast. It is fantastic to see you. Tell us, what is the state of the auto industry right now?
The interesting thing is they have two forces at play here. One is the tariffs are pushing people to buy cars now rather than, they're worried that prices will go up later. So they're pulling demand forward. And that's why you see these great numbers, right? Ford sales up 16, almost 17%. On the other hand, there are a lot of automakers that are in serious trouble, also because of these tariffs. Stellantis, Nissan, and they have to discount, right? They have cars sitting on lots for 90 days, for 100 days at Ram, 107 days of inventory. And so that is pulling prices down. And so Ford, for example, or GM, they raise prices because they can, right? A lot of demand, but then they have to lower to compete against these other automakers, and it's causing a little bit of a muddle.
What are the steel tariffs going to do to the auto industry?
I was looking it up before I came on the program. So steel represents about 2,800 pounds of each car. It's over $1,000, almost $2,000 of cost for each car. And it's getting back to record prices because of these tariffs. So almost $1,000 for a ton of hot rolled steel. So it's going to push those prices higher, obviously.
Reuters is reporting that global auto executives are sounding the alarm over something most of us know nothing about, an impending shortage of rare earth magnets that come from China. It could force the closure of car factories. They say within weeks. What is this?
Well, could and has, right? Ford has already had to halt production at a Chicago facility because of a shortage of these rare earth magnets. They're used in everything from windshield wiper motors to anti-lock braking systems. And automakers are scrambling to try and get a hold of more of this stuff because they are going to face shortages, especially if this U.S.-China trade war heats up.
But something surprised me. GM CEO Mary Barra actually had something kind of positive to say about the tariffs, where she said they can potentially help level the playing field with foreign competitors.
Yeah, well, look, you have to give it to Trump that some foreign competitors, China, for example, have really subsidized their car industry. China's poured $230 billion into their car industry since 2009. And I guess what Trump is trying to do is something similar on the tax side of things, right? He thinks that taxing U.S. consumers to buy cars is going to somehow slow down the Chinese growth, but it's not. And the problem is it's really pushing U.S. automakers' business back into the U.S. I was looking this morning, 2014, GM sold 10 million cars around the world. 2024, they sold 4 million cars around the world. And the reason is they have just had to pull out of all of these other markets as brands from China like BYD and Geely just grow around the world, getting into other regions, in Asia, in South America, in Europe. They've really retreated. We really have retreated back to a domestic market.
So is there a chance that these tariffs could be good for the automakers?
I can't really see that. If they worked the way the president wants them to, right? If they somehow stopped the growth of the Chinese industry, or if they were a negotiating tool, if they got China to stop subsidizing their auto industry and to lower non-tariff barriers.
Which is not going to happen.
Then they would be helpful, I'm sure. But I think right now, as Jim Farley from Ford has said, they are causing costs and chaos.